Hello and welcome to another Sinister Sunday. Today we're going to go over true paranormal experiences from people all over the world. Whether or not you believe in the paranormal, the people who report having these experiences are certain that when it comes to paranormal activity, they've experienced something they simply cannot explain. Today's story is called Lizzie, and it was told by Adagon to Jezebel.com. When I was in fourth grade, my mom and I moved a few hours away to live with my grandmother because she had the onset of dementia. I was an only child and painfully shy. All of my friends had been my friends since forever, and I had no idea how to talk to these new kids at school. One day at recess, a girl named Lizzie introduced herself and instantly became my new best friend. We would walk home from school together and hang out for a while before she walked the rest of the way home. My mom was still at work in the afternoons, but my grandma was always around. Grandma was starting to act a little weird though. Sometimes she called me by my mother's name or yelled at me and accused me of stealing her things. Lizzie and I mostly played in the backyard to avoid her, but sometimes I'd look up and see her smoking a cigarette and glaring at us through the window or from the porch. Lizzie told me about camping with her family in the woods, something my family had never done. I was fascinated by the idea, so we would play act all the things they did. We'd hike around the backyard in circles, pitch imaginary tents, pretend to be fishing in an imaginary stream, and gathering sticks or logs for firewood. One afternoon, as we slipped through the house to go to the backyard, Lizzie grabbed my grandma's lighter off the end table next to her cigarettes and motioned for me to stay quiet. It didn't occur to me to worry. We went into the backyard, where we had previously built an enormous mound of fallen tree branches, twigs, and dried leaves. Then Lizzie bent down and flicked the lighter on it. Have you ever really watched a fire grow? For the longest time, it seemed like nothing, like it was going to just burn out. But then, in a blink of an eye, the blaze just gets out of control. I guess up until that point, I somehow thought it wasn't going to get big. And then the side of our house got on fire. Lizzie dropped the lighter and ran, and I just stood there dumbfounded. I don't remember a lot about what happened after that. I remember my grandma freaking out and all the sirens. Luckily, the fire department got there on time and my grandma's house wasn't completely destroyed. My mom sent me back to live with my dad, and I returned to my old school. I never talked about what happened. I don't remember anyone pressing me about details either, which feels strange now. Within a year, my grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and the next time I saw her before she died, she didn't recognize me at all. Recently, my mother mentioned to me how she worried about me when I struggled to make friends as a kid. I told her she was wrong. I made a friend right away. I told her about Lizzie. My mom said, "Who was Lizzie?" I was annoyed at first, maybe she'd forgotten. She and Lizzie had really never met, but I'm sure at least she knew about her. Lizzie had been at our house every afternoon. My grandmother had stared at us through the window like she was memorizing something important. But my mom shook her head again and said, "My teacher specifically mentioned at the parents-teachers conference just a few weeks before the fire that I always played alone and never talked to anyone." I tried to think of something, anything that proved Lizzie existed, a note, a picture, another kid who might have remembered her, but I couldn't recall a single moment with her that involved anyone else. Not one. Finally, my mom asked me, "Where did Lizzie live?" I told her just a few blocks past our house. I always saw her walking that way when she left. My mom frowned. We lived on the last residential block in a cul-de-sac. Past that was only an industrial park. There was only a couple of houses in the direction where Lizzie would walk, and my mother knew for a fact that none of them had kids living in them. Not then, not ever that she knew about. So just who or what was I friends with? Do you have a paranormal experience you wish to share? Please contact me on Messenger and I'll be happy to share your story. Thank you again for watching another Sinister Sunday. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, like this video, and share it out. Please check out our Sinister Sunday playlist for more content like this. We'll see you next week.